Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Halo Reach Brute Miner action figure set. This set is part of Series 4 of the Halo Reach line of 5-inch scale action figures and was first released in 2011. I got this set at a Target and paid $10.99 for this set. Taking a look at the figure here in the package, you can see that this Brute is a very large figure. And you can see here that he has a weapon and a grenade. And this particular figure set has 28 moving parts, and you can see the green here that is part of Series 4 of Halo Reach figures. And this is a new character for the line. Taking a look here, we have the back of the package and the other figures from Series 4. We have Jorge here with a unhelmeted version, a Spartan EVA, Spartan ODST, Spartan CQC, a Spartan Mark V, an armor pack, a UNSC Marine, a Brute Miner, a Grunt Major, an Elite General, and another armor pack. So there's quite a few figures for this series. The exclusives here are the Spartan EVA, Spartan ODST, Spartan CQC, and both armor packs. We'll be right back and have this Brute Miner here out of the package. Alright, we have the Brute Miner here out of the package, and this figure is just as it's named, a brute of a figure. It's a fairly large figure. But before we get into this figure in more detail, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that come with the Brute Miner. And one of those accessories is this here, the plasma grenade, which come with most Covenant figures. And it's your typical round purple painted grenade with a peg hole here. Unfortunately, there's no peg anywhere on the Brute Miner to place the grenade on. So he's gonna have to hold it, or you're gonna have to allocate this grenade to someone else. So, but that's the grenade there. And the next accessory that comes with the Brute Miner is this blaster pistol. And I'm not familiar with the weaponry in the game because I don't play the game. I just collect the figures, and this looks like some sort of pistol here, and you can see the detail on here. It's fairly nice. It's got some weathered paint on there, and it's actually pretty cool. And it comes with a detachable peg here. You can see that, and so you can peg this. Well, you can't peg it on the Brute Miner because there's no peg hole either. On the figure for this to mount onto the figure, so you'll just have to peg it onto another figure that has an appropriate peg hole on here. And it's a fairly neat weapon. The Brute Miner figure does have a loose grip on there, and really can only fit it on 2 of his fingers here to wield the weapon. And it's like I said, a little bit loose fit. You can see he's gripping it all right now, but the slightest touch will knock the figure, or knock the accessory off the figure's hand. So, but that's the pistol there. Now on to the Brute Miner. And there's nothing minor about this guy's size. This is a fairly big guy. And I'll just talk about his size. We have to do a size comparison, of course. And I'll do a size comparison with Carter here. And Carter is a Spartan figure, and you can see right away that this Brute figure towers over Carter. And you gotta remember that the Spartans are genetically engineered, so they're even bigger than the typical human. So you can imagine how much bigger this Brute Miner figure is compared to a typical UNSC Marine. And it's a fairly big guy. Now, taking a look at some of the details of this Brute Miner, you could see, starting with the head sculpt, and you could see that he is wearing a helmet, which is nicely sculpted. And unfortunately, it's not removable. It's actually part of the head sculpt there. And would have been nice to have a removable helmet like the Elite figures, but they opted not to do that with the Brute Miner here. But it's very nice on the paint that they applied onto the helmet. It's a metallic blue, and it's actually kind of neat. And you could see also, to go along with the helmet, some armor pieces all along the figure here. It's very sparse though. He's got these tiny little pieces of armor on the chest, on the arms, in the groin area, and that's about it. Well, he's got a tiny little thing here in the small of his back there. And not even sure why this guy wears any armor with as sparse as armor that he has on here. And I'm not even sure if it's even necessary. I'm gonna guess that his skin here is a pretty tough hide-like type of armor, because that's the way it looks to me. Looks like a very tough, almost like elephant-like skin on this figure. It's actually kind of cool. And you look at it in more detail on there. It's a very grayish paint, and you can actually see some sculpting detail, some lines throughout the skin of the figure here, and it very much looks like either elephant type hide or rhinoceros type hide on there. It's very, very nice. And you can see that, I guess, sculpted tufts of hair here on the back. And also you can notice what looks like to be tattoo work on the figure, and it seems to vary in detail from figure to figure. I have 3 of these Brute Miner figures, and the application of the tattoo work is either very sharp, like on this particular figure. You could see on his belly there, you could see some of the tattoo work, or a bit faded on like some of my other figures that Brute Miner figures that I have. You can see some more detail work here on the chest area. It's actually very, very neat. And not much going on in the back, but if you look at the head sculpt on the chin, there's some very slight tattoo work on the chin, which is actually kind of cool. And well, you can also notice some looks like straps on there wrapping around the forearm, on both arms there. It's actually kind of cool. And also along the legs there, you can see more like leather-like straps, which is nice. And he's got one going around his right leg there. You can see some of the cracks in there on the sculpt work. It's actually kind of cool. And the feet is very nice. You can see the painted detail on the nails, on the toenails. Very cool. And then the bottom of the feet here, you can actually see more sculpted detail on there. It's very, very cool. Now the feet on this particular figure is a lot more stable than the Elite feet. This one happens to be wider, even though it's rounded like on the edges like the Elite figures. But this one actually provides a lot more stability. I think it's because of the width of the feet and the easier posability at the ankles on here. Going over the articulation on this figure, the head at the neck is on a ball joint, so you can get it in some posable directions. The head does not go all the way around, but it does go side to side here, and even tilts, as well as up and down slightly. You really have to move it. It's very tight on this figure. And one neat thing about the head here on the articulation is the jaw. The jaw actually does open and close on a hinge joint, which is very cool. So you can get, I guess, screaming poses or yelling poses here. Or a more calm brute here with the mouth closed. Very cool. And you can see some detail work also on the teeth. It's very cool on there. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out and in, and the biceps do go all the way around. Very simple swivel cut, and if you have it turned a little bit, it does break up the sculpt there, unfortunately. The elbows do go in and out on a hinge joint, and they also do go all the way around, which is nice. The hands are on a ball joint at the wrist, so they do go in and out all the way around, and side to side, or even a circular motion there. It's actually kind of cool. You can see some nail work here on this figure as well, which is kind of cool. The torso is on a ball joint, so it can go all the way around at the torso there, up and down slightly, and side to side. Not too much range of motion there. The legs are on a ball joint, and they are prone to popping out of the off the figure here, and you can see I can pull it right off. You can see the huge ball joint there at the hip, which is I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's not too difficult to put it back in if you need to. But with the ball joint, it allows the leg to go up, down, well, not very far to the back until it pops out, and it can go all the way around if it stays on the ball joint, and out to the side as well. The knees are on a double pegged swivel hinge joint, very much like the Spartan elbow and knee joints. So the leg can bend in and out, and can go all the way around on there. It's kind of cool. And the feet are on a ball joint at the ankles, so you can bend it up and down, side to side for an ankle pivot, and can also, if you get a good grip, all the way around. So a nice variety of poses at the ankle, which is kind of nice, and adds to the already stable feet for posability. Overall, it's an excellent figure, huge figure, brute of a figure, and it's very cool if you're a fan of the brutes, and really a nice addition to have for the bad guys, or the Covenant, in this particular game. Thanks for watching. This is the Halo Reach Brute Miner figure, and I'll see you guys next time.